this particular fashion. Now, these are serious creatures. I mean, you wouldn't like to meet them at the turn of the road or something like this and so on. But the inventiveness of the Indian painter is astonishing. It really is astonishing. At one point, when there is indecision, Vishnu says, I mean, if you don't want to do this, don't do this. I can churn the thing alone by myself. And so he throws the Vasuki around this particular rock and then throws it up. The rock stands in the middle of the ocean and he does it. But then, since it has to be a collaborative effort, so the demons have to be given their role, the gods have their role towards the right and so on. I am sorry. This is Bali. It has stopped. Let me, thank you, yeah. This is King Bali. This is the head, the lord of the demons. Now he himself is looking like a god, Bali, wearing that five-pointed crown, but his followers are all the demons, the kind of demons we have been seeing till now. And then after the Ratnas have come out of the ocean, then it's a question of a distribution of who gets what. And Amrit, and this is the story which we all know, how Rahu and Ketu are the ones, they had, this is Mohini in the center. Bali is towards the left as the head of the demons, and towards the right are the gods. And then the trick that was played, Rahu's head is cut off. Vaman avatar, Vishnu as Vaman, as a dwarf, the strangest of all of the avatars. When you imagine an avatar, an incarnation, you think of God as enormous, right? Here is a little pygmy. It's extraordinary. What's a different story? Why is it conceived of like this and so on? Now, Shukracharya, the head of the demons, stands there. Vishnu has assumed his great form, Trivikrama. 2 steps he has taken. He asked for 3 steps of land, right, from Bali. Had been granted this particular gift. With 1 step, he takes the entire earth. With the second, the skies. So where is the 3rd step to be taken? And Bali bends his head, put it on my head. But this is Vishnu, has now this enormous form, 8-armed, standing at left. And then Shukracharya says to his followers, his pupils, you leave now. Your time, in a certain sense, is over. Demons of all kinds, not one head, not only a beast head, but here, for instance, Kala Nemi. One after the other, Vishnu cuts off his heads. This demon has taken the Vedas from the waters of eternity. And the Vedas are represented here as human beings and runs away with them. And then, of course, the great battle, Hiranyaksha and Varaha, takes place. This is one of the greatest paintings in the entire range of Indian art. The great and unending battle between Vishnu as Varaha, the great primal boar. But when he appears, as you can see for yourself, then Hiranyaksha, the demon, releases his powers of illusion, and from the skies come down raining snakes and weapons, pieces of blood and flesh, and everyone, everything, all creatures flee in terror. The Gandharvas, even the demons themselves, the Vidyadharas, all flee. Only Vishnu, in this half human, half animal form, stands there. And the battle goes on. As many as 17 folios are painted by the painter Manuku, just to show this particular battle. Dense narration. It is not a one-day battle. It is not that it will start in the morning and then the battle went on for thousands of years, the text says. Right? Because the future of humanity or the world was at stake. Hiranyaksha at right, Vara at left. I hope you have paid attention to the manner in which the painter is creating an endless ocean. No bank, no shore. Everywhere you see, it is water. And the water consists not of waves of the ordinary kind, is not a Hokusai wave or something like this and so on, but there are walls and eddies, concentric circles in water, which are suggestive of the passage of time. If you have a tree, you want to tell the age of the tree, you cut the trunk and you see these rings formed by time. That is what Manuku is hinting at. You and I have no idea of what was going through the minds, the heads of these painters. How much they had read, how much they had ingested, how much they had understood, how their mentors tell them what is going on and so on. And from the depths of their beings come images like this. This is the great Vara. Stands absolutely firm, still, unmoving, with all that chaos, all that mayhem around himself. There's that little beady eye, he sees everything, but is himself unmoved. And the chakra, which he holds in his hand, which with one of his arms, one of his hands, is moving at a dizzying speed, as you can see for yourself. These are Vidyadharas, Gandharvas, fleeing in terror. Demons run away. You can see pieces of skeleton, pieces of flesh, rocks and snakes, and weapons falling from the heavens on high. Hiranyaksha's brother, Hiranyakashipu, who is the villain in the story of Prahlad. And then, of course, Vishnu incarnates himself as Narasimha in order not to violate the vara given by Brahma to Hiranyakashipu. Is neither man nor animal. It doesn't happen in the morning nor in the night. It happens at Sandhya time. He doesn't kill him on the ground or in the air, but takes him on his lap and tears apart his belly. In the other avatar, Rama kills a demoness by the name of Tadaka. Now this is a woman that the painter has to deal with, not the usual demons, the men generally, and Vishwamitra standing at left, Ram shooting his arrow at Tadaka as she falls to the ground. Ram fights the battle against the demons This reminds you, I'm quite sure, of the first slide we saw, the same kind of carnage, the same set of demons. When out of Lanka emerged an army of demons, which Ravan sort of sends out to defeat the army of Rama, this is what it looks like. So you and I have seen probably, more demons than you would have cared to see, right? But I'm just establishing, because I'm going to come to something a little different. Asuras by the thousand. Ravan himself has a human head, not one but 10. He doesn't look like the ordinary demon with all those horns and scaly skin and a long bushy tail or something like this, or a bird toes. But all, like Bali has himself looks like a divine being, Raman also looks like that. So this range of pictures which I'm sharing with you, this demon was sent as a spy into the army of Rama to judge. Oops. No demons at work, I hope. Or Sir, I hope you're not hurt or anything. Kumbhakarna, brother of Ravan. He wakes up from his sleep eventually. And this Mahakaya demon sits there and consuming elephants and cows, drinks quantities of liquor, and looks as if he is 10 times or 100 times the size of other creatures around him. But then appears the goddess in the Devi Mahatmya, the Chandi Charitra. And we'll see things happening here which are really, really puzzling and exciting. The goddess has released her lion, jumps on to the demons, and she herself stands like this there, fights the demon. The one that is celebrated, I think in a few days from now, you'll celebrate like nowhere else in the world in Bengal, what happens between her and Mahishasura. Mahishasura releases his powers of creating illusion. So comes an elephant. The goddess takes care of the elephant. The goddess's vehicle, a kind of a tiger comes, that is taken care of. And then he assumes the form of this enormous bull. And between Shumbha and Nishumbha, they take on the goddess and they fly into the heavens. There the battle continues, and this is her. Saumya, there is not a wrinkle on her brow. She knows what the end of this all is going to be. But then she creates, from her own powers, a demoness, a goddess in the form of a demoness. The demon Rakta Bija, every drop of his blood, like a dragon seed, every drop of his blood will turn into demons, and she comes, Kali, and extends her tongue that far that not a drop of blood will descend to the ground to turn into another demon. This character, this extraordinary figure who turns into Chamunda. Can you imagine this? What Kumbhakarna was doing? Taking animals and putting them into his own mouth and crunching them between his teeth. This goddess is doing exactly the same thing. So where are the lines to be drawn? Where are the lines? Finally she cuts off the head of Chanda and Munda. Just look at her face, look at her body, look at the extraordinary power in that particular form, and she brings now the head, the slaughtered heads, the severed heads of the two demons, Chanda and Munda. The goddess says, from now onwards you will be called Chamunda. A goddess has taken on the aspect of a demoness. This is the way it happens. From Bhagavat in the south, Chamunda towards the right, again holding the same two heads, presenting them to Durga. Here they are. And this horrific image, whole worlds are being swallowed by her. She bends, and chariots and armies are going to be ingested by her. Goddess with the aspects of a demoness. Where are we? Where exactly are we? Are we in the area of black and white? Or are we in the area of grey? The Chandi Charita, the Durga Saptashati, is an extraordinary text from this point of view. Because the goddess, from her own energies, sets forth a character, a figures, which have all the characteristics of this extraordinary series of paintings and drawings. Whether it is from Kashmir or the Pahadi area or from it is Sirohi in Rajasthan, we see this constant, ongoing, raging, relentless battle. Krishna, of course, has his own way of dealing with demons or demonesses. This extraordinary painting, Putana, from whose breast is sucking not milk, but very breath of being. She comes in the form of a beautiful woman, in the pretext of suckling the child at her breast. And Krishna recognizes it even as a baby, and he starts sucking the life breath, the prana, out of her system. This range of paintings, which I have selected with degree of care, tells us a great deal about the way. This is Trinavarta, of course, the demon who comes in the form of a whirlwind. This is not a divine tree, but Krishna is lifted by the whirlwind, by Trinavarta, and he begins to dance rather than feel threatened. Demon comes in the form of a horse, Keshi. And Krishna jumps up and thrusts his arm, which becomes hot like nearly molten iron, into the mouth of the demon. So whether it is Ram avatar or Krishna avatar, this is an amazing picture from the Bhagavad Purana. Balaram is taking care of this particular demon who comes like this. Now look at this. Just look at the eyes, bloodshot, as he is about to give up the ghost. One fisticuff after another, one stroke, one blow after another. Another demon comes in the form of a great bull, and Krishna takes care of him. This is the same bull seen twice over, of course. As his friends, the gopas and the cows, run away in fear, Krishna takes on, holds the bull by his horns, twists its neck. Now see the power of the painter, the imagination of the painter. When the bull comes from the right, then is full of energy, self-confidence, self-assurance. They are about to attack. Look in the eyes of the bull second time, and when he is giving up the ghost, piteous eyes, streams of blood. The demon comes in the form of Aghasura, opens his mouth so that Krishna and others can enter it, as if it's a kind of a new pathway, and then he swallows them, and then he just break open the Narakasura, the great battle between Krishna and Narakasura. I'm just overshooting my time a little, so I'm hurrying a little and so on. This is the way the gods give their energies to the goddess. They pray to her. You are the one, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstita. Namastasyai, Namastasyai, Namastasyai Namo Namah. And this painting of extraordinary power. She stands now having decapitated one demon after another, naked to the waist, wearing a bag, not a bag charma, but a loincloth made of severed heads of demons, on the field which is completely littered with carcasses and severed decapitated heads, and crows and jackals. Come. If we did not know, you did not know, the context, one would see that as a demoness, in this particular form. So what is the difference? Intent. That is the difference. Intent. What is it behind it? Why has he assumed this particular form? Not to terrorize, but to defend. Defend the powers of